You think they're going to try and lock Trump up?
No, just like he never locked up Hillary either. Unfortunately,
I was thinking that's my main line of thinking.
Nobody prosecutes. It's not happening.
But the way I put it, but think about how insane they are. Like maybe Joe Biden won't. Joe Biden said he won't do it, but I'm like, I always felt like the chance that Trump would actually lock up Hillary was 0.
I knew it was 0 too. Yeah,
but
it was funny. It was a good meme.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the probability that the left tries to lock up Trump is greater than 0.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 1%. Maybe it's 2.
They try. If you just try, then it might be 10 or 20%.
When Donald Trump won, and then he was doing a rally, he was like, "No, we're not gonna lock her up." That was fun, but
it was only a big campaign slogan of mine for 6 months. But yeah,
but Trump's supporters were like, "You got it, Trump. We trust you. Whatever you say."
Yeah.
Now Joe Biden wins, and he's like, "Turn it on, shop repression."
And so the left. Can you say it? Can either one of you say it?
He can say it.
How do you say it?
Now we can't say.
I'm trying to say it fast.
Yeah.
Truinanana Shabbat de pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, truer words have never been spoken. Yeah.
Truinanana Shabbat de pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Badakaf care.
Yes.
So he's gonna he's gonna mutter and mumble, and the left is gonna be screaming and banging on walls and just like shaking tables and vomiting all over themselves, demanding Trump be arrested.
There's going to be a section of the left that still the same people that didn't get over the 2016 election, they won't get over Trump. They're still going to screech about him every time he tweets. This is why I think Twitter actually won't ban him.
Right.
Because they need Twitter. People made careers as Trump reply guys.
Yup.
And
dude,
like
I know people who made money. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they destroyed their careers.
Well, so, yeah, you have no credibility left.
Yup.
Yeah.
I knew a guy who was actually a producer for some big news outlets.
Yeah.
And we were friends. And then I saw him just replying to Trump saying really dumb things. I messaged him and I was like, "Yo, dude, you gotta stop doing this. Listen, man. Like, if you want to tweet, talk smack about Trump, call him out, be a quote guy.
Right.
Quote tweet and then say, like, here's the source, fact check. But just replying with these stupid hot takes.
It's so cringe, dude.
And he gained, like, 100,000 followers.
Sure.
Was super excited.
Who will all abandon him.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The moment he stopped doing Trump reply hot takes and tried doing serious stuff, people started smack talking him. They started ignoring, unfollowing. And now, not only has he lost the reply guy grift, now he can't get hired anywhere because they make fun of him. They're like, "You're that guy. You're that guy. Oh, dude, we can't hire you. Are you nuts? You have no credibility."
Yeah, that was a funny existence. I always thought that, like, replying directly to President Trump was a admittance that you have TDS. Like, TDS one way or the other. We talked about, like, there are TDS people that are, like, super, like, Trump can do no wrong.
But that's that's got to have a different name.
They're still deranged.
Sycophant syndrome?
Yeah.
TSS?
Yeah.
TSS?
Toxic shock syndrome.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, let's not. Yeah, we don't
I think sycophant, I think, implies a higher level of understanding what you're doing.
Okay.
So this is more like
Trump drone syndrome?
Yes.
Hey.
Zombies, yeah.
Trump drone syndrome.
Well, there are them, and they exist. But, like, I would see people reply, like, every time I see people that I follow who shall remain unnamed, like, replying directly to Trump, and I'm like,
like, but look, I think it's fair to say that there is if you take all of Trump's voters, 73 million, there is a small fraction, maybe
is that
a million.
The second most votes ever?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
So that's the most votes for any sitting president in an election.
Yeah.
And it's the second most for any candidate. So I think out of the 73 million, you maybe have 1 million that are the Trump drone, like Trump can do no wrong. He's always perfect. He's always the best. But most of his voters are probably like, well, Trump's got problems here and there. Because I do these, like when I do videos and I talk about what's going on, the ultra diehard Trumpers are like, they're really mad at me. They're like posting memes and they're making fun of me. But I get DMs from people who are like, yeah, man, I think you're totally right. Some high profile and just like regular run-of-the-mill Trump supporters. And they'll say straight up like, I think you're right about what's going on. So here's the point. Trump supporters, mostly regular people, but of the people who voted for Biden, I would say the overwhelming majority are Trump derangement syndrome.
Well, a good chunk of them, and like union guys, straight blue guys are there. No,
I don't think they voted for Biden.
My dad did.
Wow.
My dad is a machinist, a union guy.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Wow. Does he know anything about Biden?
No.
He doesn't know anything about
He's just blue.
Trans-Pacific Partnership?
Blue.
His job's going to be gone in a week.
He retired last year.
Yeah, so he doesn't care, I guess.
Yeah. And he, I don't get political with my family. There's no point. You've literally nothing to gain. But, like, there are guys like him out there.
Yep.
He's like, I'm like, Dad, have you ever voted red? Nope. Like, really? You voted for who ran against Bush Jr.?
Gore?
Gore. Yeah, like, you voted for Al Gore.
Did he vote for Dukakis?
He voted. If it's look, he was born in every blue candidate since 1970. He's voted for.
Holy moly.
And like, look, it's it's my dad. Whatever. You know, what I mean, like, I love him, but I mean, people like that exist where they're like, punch that blue,
Yep.
but vote the party. And
Yeah, that's true.
Vote blue no matter who.
yeah. Well, one group of Biden voters that I think Biden got that Hillary lost were disaffected Bernie bros. I think that disaffected Bernie bros broke for Biden more than they broke for Hillary. I think when Bernie got screwed the first time, they just didn't vote. This time they were like, okay, we'll just vote for.
How old are you?
37.
37. So we had Vosh on, and I think he's like 26,
He's
right?
26, yeah.
So during Occupy Wall Street, when hundreds of thousands of people took to the street to protest Barack Obama for a variety of reasons, and Joe Biden as his VP, Vosh was 16. And so he's here and he's arguing in defense of Joe Biden. And I think I mentioned this, and I can't remember if it was part of the conversation. We talked for like 4 hours. And I said, Occupy Wall Street was a protest organized against the federal government in 2011, 3 years into Barack Obama's presidency and Joe Biden. And they were talking about the bailouts being bad in the big banks, and they opposed the wars and the drone bombs and all of that stuff. Why would you vote these people back in? He was 16. He didn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying quite literally you had people who were 10 years old.
Yeah. You're right.
And now they're 20. And they're like, yay, 78-year-old, neo-lib, bankster, corporate warmonger.
I think he probably relates to Joe Biden because they both like him young, I think, right?
I believe so, yes.
But I think, well, it's funny because, without getting a little too off topic, but it's funny that, like, when you realize you're kind of old. Like, I'm closer to 40 than I'm 30, and I still feel like I'm 20. Mm-hmm. Except for when I get up in the morning. Then sometimes when I have to get up now in the middle of the night to pee. That's a new thing in the late 30s. I never had to do that.
I've been skateboarding since I was 13, and it's really weird because I'm 34 now and I still skate. And I hear the stories of people saying like, "Man, once you get in your 30s," I'm like, "Dude, I feel literally the same." Maybe it's because I'm part Asian. We got that like. We look
There's
younger
something there,
yeah.
I don't know. Are you on that? Did Alex give you some of those pills?
What is that stuff he has?
Super male vitality.
No, I don't even like taking aspirins for headaches. I don't I drink water and maybe I eat too much combos.
Well, you eat like a 16-year-old. Since I've been here,
Temple
exposed.
No, don't do it.
Temple exposed.
Here's what I've seen him eat since I've been here: a handful of combos and a fruit roll-up.
Yeah. You got fruit roll-ups. What's wrong with
that?
I'm
just saying.
What's wrong with that?
I did eat that weird. I ate that weird healthy vegan pizza thing. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Vegan pizza.
Yeah, it was okay.
See, we eat vegan pizza here.
Yeah,
I had slow cooked pulled chicken for dinner.
I heard.
Very healthy.
Yeah, I heard.
Very healthy.
Yeah.
With some cheese.
Guacamole.
Very normal.
Mm-hmm.
But what were we talking about?
I heard you like to cook now. Is that?
No, not really. I mean, I have breakfast. I don't know. I put eggs and bacon. That's not.
Oh, okay.
What were we talking about before you decided? Something
got
about
him off track, boys.
Being old and young people not understanding what they just voted for. I can't believe. I was just so surprised. All these progressives are like, we have to vote for Joe Biden. I'm like, why?
What happened to progressives who were 18 when I knew them? They would never have voted for an establishment Democrat.
Yeah, that's so weird.
That never would have happened.
It's crazy to me that all these Occupy people were split in the middle. Between some of them, a bunch of them are Trump supporters. That makes sense to me. Trump opposed these free trade agreements. Mm-hmm. Trump was basically a bull crash in the cathedral. Mm-hmm. These Occupy style people who are pro Biden, and I'm like, I see them.
They weren't pro Biden. They were anybody but Trump.
Yes.
I think
why?
But here's the thing though. I think that what happened in 2020 was very similar to what happened in 2016. That there were an absolute ton of anybody but Hillary's, which is why Trump won some of those states that were like Wisconsin
by thin
for example.
margins.
People in Wisconsin weren't voting for Hillary Clinton.
Right,
that wasn't happening. So when you get like your status quo old white guy, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Joe Biden's chance. He's like my only chance to actually win because he's tried like 3 times.
He's yeah.
But man, the media they battered Trump up for years, just getting anything they could out of him. What's going to happen? That's why I'm saying Trump should go totally dark. I mean, he has been for the most part.
He basically has. He's kind of chilled out this week.
But they've got all the lawsuits to report on.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if Joe Biden's inaugurated, Trump just nothing. Not a word.
He just fades off into obscurity again after declassifying Area 51 files because we need to know.
We do.
But yeah, I mean, they would crumble, and it wouldn't take long. It wouldn't take long.
No, they would first they would write, Trump hasn't tweeted all day, something must be up.
Yeah.
The next day they'll write, it's been 2 days.
Yeah.
Then everyone will be like, then you'll get a theme where they'll be like, it's acceptable to write about because everyone's asking questions.
Yep.
And then it's like 1 week on, where is Donald Trump? And they'll say, we all know he's the most racist and vile bigot, but now he's going dark. Is this part of a secret plot? Trump's going to be sitting on a beach, sipping a pina colada or whatever, minding his own
Diet
business.
Coke.
Diet
Yeah,
Coke.
Diet Coke, yeah.
Well, my thing is they're still going to go after Trump supporters.
Yeah,
That's still going to be.
Trumpism.
Yeah, they're still going to go. They're still going to go after because you see it in Hollywood. Some of the worst, vile, garbage humans on the planet, in my opinion, saying, like, I'm still disappointed that 71 million Americans are racist. 73 million.
Yeah.
Sorry, like you got
There's
like
more.
Colbert up there. Then you get all these. Then you get like these.
Colbert's dumb.
They're all dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
They're so dumb. They don't even do anything.
well,
That's
they're
totally true, though.
okay. Well, allow me to. I know this probably isn't this isn't going to get you in trouble, but nothing grinds my gears more than these Brits or like foreigners coming over here and getting late night show hosts and getting rich, dumping on America. You got Trevor Noah, you got James Corden, you got all these people. John Oliver. Oh, I shed a tear. I was so powerful to be able to vote.
He's an American citizen now, I'm pretty sure.
I know he voted. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he made like a big deal about it. I'm like, dude, the only reason you're popular is because you're just another vehicle to deliver that mainline TDS that the far left audience needs.
We have our pro-Trump Brits and Canadians. We got our Paul Joseph Watsons and
Piers Morgan, I think,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, but he's kind of in the middle. He
goes both ways.
yeah, he was. It's really weird too.
But these guys aren't hosting television shows. Well,
Right.
Piers is, but
he's in the UK, and so if you're in the UK and you're writing articles about Trump, that's fine.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Paul Joseph Watson doing a YouTube show where he talks about everything from modern art, culture to stuff like Trump, I think is fair as well. When you are not American and you come here and host a show where you tell Americans what to think, I'm kind of like, bro, you don't know.
Is Trevor Noah American?
No, South African.
South African.
Is,
yeah.
no, but he got American citizenship, didn't
Yeah, I
he?
don't know.
Yeah, of course he did.
So
he
I'm
could vote
fine
for
with
Biden.
that,
Of
actually.
course.
Yeah.
Totally fine with it.
I mean, literally, if people who
Right.
aren't citizens who are commenting.
Oh,
Citizen,
okay.
sure.
Well, I'm just saying it grates me a little bit when a guy comes from a country where like white farmers are being massacred, talking about how America's so bad. Maybe talk about some things that are bad. On both sides of the aisle. These guys are so partisan that
look,
at least John Oliver was. He was Jon Stewart. He was
Yeah.
definitely left, but he would also it wasn't so bad.
thoughtful.
He wasn't so lazy and his hands are small kind of jokes.
Yeah. My issue is predominantly we have it's not so much the late night host necessarily. I'm not a fan of John Oliver because I think he's plastic and formulaic.
Yeah.
It's so every single joke is the same, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like and especially now that they're doing it from home and there's no fake laugh track. It's actually
It's-
kind of like a horror movie.
Remember the first month when they all tried to do their show on YouTube? It was just the
I don't know how to
Kimmel
do
was
it.
trying to pause for a laugh, and there's just nothing, and it's like.
But what I don't understand is Trevor Noah does his show from this weird corner of his room or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm in my house right now. Look, we've got paintings.
We're
We've
adults,
got we
Yeah.
did the walls up all nice with this vinyl.
Yeah, check it out.
Well, and these
What-
dudes
what?
have real money.
do,
They
yeah.
have wealth.
Let's fake
You know what I mean?
authenticity. We're at home with you.
I'm just like you. Yeah, look, I haven't cut my hair.
But they
It's so
still
so
the crazy.
strange.
The crazy thing is, look, when you do your segments, you don't script anything, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's the real political commentary on YouTube. Most of the bigger channels, or I should say the political commentary channels that are original, authentic,
Yeah.
not scripted.
Yeah, there's a couple of video essay guys out there and gals
Right.
that do a good job, but most of it is pretty off the cuff, and I think
But then you look at Samantha Bee and John Oliver and Trevor Noah.
I'd rather not.
No thanks. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Samantha Bee is hard.
She's the worst.
Hard to
Yeah, I
look
know.
at.
Did you see her tweet? The AP tweeted out, tomorrow's International Men's Day. And she's like, oh, what a great day to stay inside because men suck.
She's
So
just
boring.
the worst.
Hardy har
That's-
har.
That's the thing, right? It's right now, I've always been, middle of the road for the most part. During Occupy Wall Street, the left loved me.
Yeah.
Because I was like showing what was going on, and the cops were shoving people and hitting people. And then, I had a bunch of right wingers always saying like, F you, Occupy, blah, blah, blah. Then when the Trump stuff happened and I'm like, oh, the media's lying about this, all these Trump people are like, oh, wow, Tim's so great. And the left is like, Tim's a grifter.
Well, isn't it funny how like you can remain the same, but who's in power changes. So therefore the perceived allegiance changes.
The funny thing now is I have Trump supporters calling me a grifter. And I have leftists saying, oh, well, Tim's finally coming to his senses. And I'm like, no, you're all like, the tribalism is dumb. If it's true, and I'm just going to say what I think. But I said this is going to happen. I was like, if it goes bad for Trump and I start reporting on it, then I know the right's going to get mad at me.
Yep.
The reality, though, is most moderates, like the regular people from Occupy, actually became Trump supporters and always have followed me. And then the moderate conservative types who are seeing the same thing are DMing me saying like, I think you're right about what's going on and stuff like that. It's just always the hard like Antifa types in the far left are like, Tim's a traitor. And now the right is like, Tim's turned his back on Trump. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.